Hey guys, it's been a couple weeks, actually about 3 weeks since I did my garden video. I'm gonna do a little update. I really enjoy seeing the progress every day, so I thought you guys might like seeing it too. Even though there's only like 100 people that watch the video, at least I can look back at it sometime and see all the cool things I was able to do this first year of trying. So let's see what's growing on out here at the homestead. This is honestly one of my favorite times of night because the sun's starting to go down and you can start to see the lightning bugs come out. It's pretty stinking amazing. The videos just don't do it justice. At the very end of this, when it's darker, I'll see if I could get a really cool like 8K quality video where you can see the lightning bugs a little bit more. But right along the edge of my garden area, they're really out in abundance. So this is my cornfield, and as you can see, it's grown quite a bit since the last video. And as recently as yesterday, I started noticing something special on a lot of these corn. Now, these corn on the side closest to us, ooh, it's blurry. The side closest to us, that is the peaches and cream variety. And peaches and cream variety grows really tall, I'm finding. It's probably like 7 feet tall. So like that's taller than me. But what started coming up is the cornflowers, which is pretty stinking awesome. And they're coming out in abundance. Now, corn is wind pollinated, so you need them to flower at the same time. And on the back side, which we'll get over there in just a second, hold on. So you guys can see on the back side here that these corn are much shorter, like much shorter. I believe this is the variety of sweet corn called candy corn. And like its peaches and cream cousins, woo, candy corn is flowering as well. Looks like we got a little leaf-footed bug there. That's a nasty little sucker. Those aren't good for gardens. But there's absolutely no way I could control the pests here. But this is a good sized cornfield, and there are quite a few of both varieties that are flowering at the moment. So I feel like cross-pollination is going to be really good. I took my mower through here and cleared a path, but it doesn't do good with the really big stuff. But you can just see a clear difference in the types of corn over here. But the cornfield is pretty large. My wife and I talked about it. And we're going to try to preserve as much as we can. And we don't really want to take away from people who are trying to sell corn, you know, to make money to support their families. But what we've decided to do is we're going to give June bug or Japanese beetle. We're going to give the corn to people that we think might need some help. Look at that. Different colors. That's beautiful. That's just amazing. I'm starting to really like corn, even though corn has a bad rap. It tastes really good, and just something about it. It's pretty awesome. So let's go over to the other corn patch and show you the other portion of the garden. Update you. So we're walking from one spot over to another. And I got our piggies over here. And there's going to be a whole video about this, guys, so just subscribe if you want to see it. But these pigs have cleared a huge chunk of land. So my son works for a company called Knox Goats, and they use goats to clear out land. I'm thinking pigs are way more efficient. So as you come down here, you can see what's growing on, you can start seeing this other cornfield that we planted. And I forget the name of this corn. I'm gonna have to get to with my seeding video and find out what it's called, but I have a feeling it's not a tall corn either. But just look at the area that they have just cleaned up. It is impressive. So here's where my other cornfield is. And remember, these corn were planted about 3 weeks behind those other ones. So they've got a little bit more growing to do, which is okay. I'm not in a hurry to get them, and if this little patch ends up not working out, then so be it. But I think it's going to not only work out, I think the timing wise is going to be pretty good. Now you see these strips down the middle here? These strips are still my okra, and although the okra is alive, I think I need to follow some advice that I got from some of my fellow YouTubers, and I need to thin it out drastically, because the way the seeder planted these things, they are way too close together. And by way too close together, they're stunting each other's growth, which kind of sucks. But let's take a look around the corner here, and these are my black diamond watermelon. Now, they have had some pretty good growth. What I did notice about these black diamond watermelon, though, is they don't get a ton of sun over here. And I really, really think that that's slowing down their growth. But they are starting to spread. I don't know if they're going to be able to compete without getting enough sun in an amount of time to produce viable fruit. So live and learn on the watermelon. Right now, more sun is better. And you can tell, like this guy right here has the most sun, and it's doing the best. So then down this row is the other patch of okra. You can kind of see it starting to get beaten by the weeds. But something that wasn't on my last garden tour is this little trellis system right here. Now, I planted these about a day after I made that last video. So there are 4 pickling cucumbers, and they were very small. And this area actually gets really good light. In a very short period of time, this thing has grown and started climbing this trellis, and even getting to the point where I'm starting to see flowers, which is pretty cool. Aside from that, I recently went on a trip with my family, and we had some really good hot sauce that was made with ghost peppers. And I thought, you know what, with all the tomatoes I'm growing, it might be a really cool idea to make some super, super hot sauce. So I found a sale on a few more Carolina Reaper peppers. And so I've got 3 Carolina Reaper peppers and a ghost pepper that will hopefully produce. I'm actually seeing better results out here in the ground than I do in my raised beds. The ones in the raised beds, as you guys will see, kind of look nasty. They don't look very good. But aside from that, I did come out and we planted some squash, and they're actually getting really hard to see. There's some squash in here and some regular watermelons, and I'm planting those purposefully out here in the main sun area, and they're actually doing way better than the ones out in the shade. But those are just recently planted. The moringa that I talked about never sprouted, so I reached out to some friends in Arizona to see if I can get some more viable seeds, and we'll see how those turn out for us. But here's the cornfield right here, and then last step will be to show you the progress on the raised bed garden. If you guys like this time for filming, I sure do. Let me know in the comments. are the only ones that's starting to change color. But if you can see this, my tomatoes are going nuts. And they are everywhere. They're basically using themselves to trellis. And I've got so many. It's ridiculous. The onions are coming in nicely. I'm gonna have my own salsa dish. That's where I planted one of my sunchokes. This side is actually doing a little bit better. Something that's kind of wild, these pop up. These are wild carrots. And then looking at the other side, it's my peppers. The only one that's really growing so far is the jalapeno. Alright, so hopefully you enjoyed this little update. I'm going to keep doing these. If anything, they're just for me. And hopefully you guys liked them and enjoyed them. And we'll catch you on the next update. Hopefully I'll have something to eat from my garden next time I update the video. That sounds good to me. Alright, thanks. See ya. A little darker. Let's see if we can catch the magic.